Wicknell Chivhayo has vowed that he's going to spend 3 million on his church mates in this year of 2024. And a lot of people, socialites, have come to jump in that bandwagon of trying to associate themselves with Baba Wicknell. And it then comes back to the issue that Osanamo said, that a lot of us Zimbabweans, it's not like really we are fighting for change. A number of us, we are fighting for us to be included in the system. One of the reasons why we then fight to be included in the system is the fact that the system has made it to be like that. A lot of people are making money as business people and all of that. But if you want to get to the big money, get big money or big contracts or big tenders, you gotta be connected somewhere. You see? So now, that being said, it means that for you to move from a point where you are making money cleanly, you are not doing any bogus deals or something like that, you are not getting any favors or something like that. From you to move from that to move to the next level, you gotta be connected somewhere. And that is the reason why people fall for that trap. So that trap has been set for it to make sure that most of us, we find ourselves wanting to jump over to the other side of having made it and all of that. And in the end, we are find having to need contacts, having to need connections. And that's the reason why people then say, screw it, might just well jump in. That's why you find the likes of code jesters like Passion Java, the likes of Bana DJ Towers, and all these guys who, bootlickers or something, if I can put that way. That's why you find even musicians, they find themselves there. So this is the problem that we have. And that problem can only be cured by politicians who have got highest sense of integrity. We're not going to be bought. We're not going to sacrifice, because you see, a country or a nation or a society is shaped by how the leadership crafts itself. If there is corruption at the top, you find corruption comes down even to the men in the streets. Look for a country like Singapore, and you look at it and you say, okay, what did they do right? They cut corruption straight from the top. Now, the former leader of Singapore, Dr. Leo Kang, Leo, I can't remember the name, but it's Dr. Leo, something like that. The leader of Singapore, very much admired how he managed to reshape Singapore to become a jewel of the world, and their currency is the best in the world. It is all about trimming, clipping the wings from the top. Our problem is not Wicknell Chivhayo. If he stopped being corrupt, someone who sprout up who is more corrupted than him. So our problem is, yes, we can get angry with Wicknell Chivhayo, but the problem is we have not, having Wicknell not doing all that what he's doing is not our solution. Our solution is in a wholesome system, which I have mentioned that it comes from the crop of the top leadership. Until the leaders stop accepting bribes from the ruling party and the opposition alike, until they stop doing that, or until if they create a society whereby people, you see this thing whereby, like, if someone is owing someone money, they'll tell you, "Dokunyudza," or I know people from the top, you are not going to touch me, I'm an untouchable. People use the name of the president to intimidate people. The moment that you eliminate that, in Singapore, it's a known thing that you need to work hard. You don't need to be corrupt. Otherwise, if you become corrupt, I remember in my days in 2013 when I was in Singapore, there was a gentleman when I was working in Zayoja, and there was a gentleman who was helping us at the place where we went to do the explore with the wife of the late Ezekiel Guti. We went there to do the explore, and the man was helping us at the venue where we were doing the explore. We wanted to thank him, just give him gratitude for helping us for those days that we were there doing the explore. And he refused to accept the money. He refused blatantly to say, no, I'm doing my job. I'm not taking no handouts. And even the lady that helped us with our visas to get there, she organized a dinner for us. And on that Sunday, we're there with my Guti, and the people that were there, they can attest to that. I'm just saying because they're living, it's a living testimony of what I'm trying to say. After the meeting, my Guti was compelled to say, look, she has been helping us with all the logistics and everything. Let's just give her a gratitude for what she has done, giving, helping people with visas and all of that and all of that. And she took us to an expensive restaurant. Let's give her, and she just pulled out, I don't know how much was that, to say, okay, here is. And I'm looking at the stature of my Guti at that time. Um, and she is the wife of the Archbishop. She's got man, like she had access to money and all of that, but I'm just giving an example that she would have access to money that she could use or she could give. She vehemently denied that money. She refused that money to say, I don't need to be thanked. I was just doing my job. I was just doing my job. But what I picked up there was not just probably, one might say, oh, maybe because of a race, she would say, no, I don't accept handouts from Africans. No. She organized all this meeting and people were preaching were from Africa. How could she then deny money, which is a gratuity from people from Africa? But what I picked up from that conversation was that she understood that there is a culture of working hard. There's a culture of no corruption at any cost, which has been inculcated in all the Singaporeans. And that's the reason why she could not take our money, even though it was a money to say, we are saying thank you, just like what you get from as a restaurant waiter, you get a tip. You get your normal salary or your normal whatever pay you're getting, but you get a tip, I know in America they actually demand it. It's very strange to me, but you get your normal salary and then you get a tip. But you are not going to deny a tip when you have offered a service. It's strange. That's how strange the Singaporeans are. So it's a culture that is being built, that has been built over the years, and it can be inculcated in people because of a regime that is there. So my thinking is, if we really want to get there, whether it is from the opposition or from the ruling party, if we want to get there, if we want to see the likes of Wicknell Chivhayo stopping all these things and whatever they are doing, we need to have a culture that has got zero tolerance to corruption. Zero tolerance to corruption. And whether Nelson Chamisa is going to achieve that, I don't know. Whether we have an opposition leader is going to come and do that, whether it's Tendai Bit or whoever, I don't know. But that culture, if we want to change our nation or to change our people to become a better nation that is free of corruption, is to start from the top. And until we have that, even if we get a good opposition, they would turn out to be like Lazarus Chakwera in Malawi, or turn out to be like even Hakainde Hichilema. Of course, he's trying, but that same scourge is going to keep on affecting the new leaders who come, because they have to appease the people that they have put them in. They have to appease that, and there will be extra hands around that they have to, or extra mouths that they have to feed or to please, because they are the ones that have put them in. And that is a problem. So that is my submission. What do you make of this move by Wicknell Chivhayo? Are you going to ask him money, or going to do hashtag wearing a garment so that you can prove your Baba? See you on the next video.